Hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Thursday, in hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side gig. Welcome. Tonight, I'm probably going to bring the heat. These are the two most common, most used, and they're lies. They're not excuses. They're like beyond that. Jenny, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. So tonight I'm going to talk about the couple things. If you are in direct sales, in network marketing, in MLM, all this stuff is the same, by the way. If you are in one of those, then you have definitely heard of these two. And if you haven't, you just haven't been in network marketing long enough. You're gonna hear this. I mean, 100%. Like, there's no ifs, buts, and hows. So what are the two most common objectives when it comes to direct sales and network marketing? I know you know. One is what? I don't have time to do this, which is in a way true, but not true. And we'll get to that. And then the other one is, of course, what? I got no dinero. I got no money. What you talking about? I got no money, honey. So those are the two most common objectives. Now let's see what they are. Hi Alhamjun, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. So first one, and all right. This may get a little hot, so just stay with me, stick around. Promise I'll deliver at the end. So when it comes to direct sales and network marketing, the most common things you're gonna hear is that objectives is that I don't have time or I have no money. Now, there's some like very common comebacks, if you would, to that. It's like, wow, there's 24 hours in a day and you work 8 hours, and you start breaking it down, And then you go, everybody has 24 hours, like Oprah has 24 hours and Bill Gates has 24 hours, and how come they can do it, right? Or you can say, well, it's just a matter of priorities and you just don't, or, you have these common comebacks, and they're just like, they're not the best comebacks. I've used them all the time. And I don't think I've gotten much positive results from those comebacks, right? Yes, 168 hours in a week, So you start breaking that stuff down for people, right? And then there's the common comebacks for, I don't have any money. Well, how long are you gonna have no money? I used to say this. I talked to you 3 years ago and you had no money then. So when are you going to change things? Or, just how's it feel to reach in your pocket and just feel like cloth, like all this stuff, right? How many hours do you waste on Netflix, watching TV? So all these, if you really think about it, as far as we are concerned, as far as the comebacks that we're using, it just like the way we say these and the way we present them, it's like we're ready for battle. Like we want to start a fight, right? Because how would you feel if you told somebody, I don't have time, and they say, well, but they don't know the whole story, right? Maybe you have like 18 kids and you have 14 jobs, and you got all this stuff that's going on, and you're between treatments, and you're in hospital, and you're in school. Like nobody knows what's going on in your life. So if you told me I have no time and I came like, you'd be probably turned off, right? You'd be turned off. You'd be turned off. You'd be like, dude, I just told you, you don't know what's going on. Like, there was a time that I had no time and I didn't understand that, right? And that was it. Now, I have no money, right? And then the comeback is, well, if you had your kid in trouble right now and they called you at 2:00 in the a.m. and they said, I need $500 to get out of, like, I don't know, jail or something, you'd come up with $500, right? Again, not real, like, caring, right? It's just like very defensive. And I've used this stuff and it's never worked. I tell you, as good as people say I'm a good salesperson, this mentality, it doesn't work here. It may work in like the mortgage industry and like insurance industry where you're slamming like 200 phone calls a day, and you're getting the sales, but it doesn't work well here because you're getting that defensive wall up. Now, I tell you one thing, when it comes to I have no time, no money, I'll look you right in the eye. And my upline, Michelle Barnes, used to say that long time ago. I used to hear it, and it never really registered, right? It never really registered. She used to say that time and money are never the real reasons why. They're never the real reason. Now, I never got that because there was a time that I was desperate for pennies. And, coming up with a couple $100 or $500 or however much to join a business, it was just like, I never knew how to do it. I was just like, I don't know how to do it, right? But I used that to get people off me. I use that to just have people back off. Listen, I don't have any money, man. Just leave me alone, right? But that's not the real reason. I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to drop the mic on this one. Some of you may not like me, which is totally okay. The time and the money thing are never an issue. Never an issue. People will always have time. People will always have the money, okay? But you don't need to slap that in their face, right? Because this business, if it's supposed to be caring and building a team and a family together, right? Then it's not about slamming each other, right? And I've learned that late, but I learned it, right? So the money and time are never the real reason. And I'm going to give you a couple of comebacks that I've used in the past couple of weeks, and they're real effective. They work really well. And I'm going to tell you the real reason why. You ready for this? Now, you may be somebody that have told somebody else you have no time. You may be that one prospect that you told the person who reached out to you, I don't have any money. You may be that person. And if you're that person, I want you to really hear me out because this is for you. And it may hurt, but good thing is you're not on the live. You're on the other side. Nobody knows about what happens with you when I say this, because I really want you to really think about it long and hard and really think about it and apply it in other places in your life, right? So the time and the money thing is never an issue. And I tell you what it is. It's the fact that you don't believe that you can do it. It's really that simple. You don't believe you can do it. You don't believe you can do this. You don't believe that this business will work. You don't believe that the profession is actually like that. You don't believe in the products. You don't believe in the company. You don't believe you can plug in and play. You don't believe you can do it. So you reach for anything that it's at your what? Immediate access, and use that as a weapon. Your situation maybe, I don't have any time because I got all this money in the world. Okay, that's what you're going to use. I don't have time. If you're in a situation where you have no money, you're going to use that as a weapon, because what happens is that you don't see the opportunity, you see the block. You don't see the opportunity that could possibly be the solution that could, now it's not like that, but it could be a solution, possibility of it being a solution to get you out of where you are. You don't see that as a possibility, and you don't see you being able to do it, because in your mind, you're thinking, I have to tell people I'm doing this, and people are gonna make fun of me, people are gonna judge me, people are gonna, and I'm not gonna be able to do it. And that's the real reason. It's never about the money. Because I've seen broke people wearing $1,500 sneakers. Why did they do that? Because they like the sneakers. I mean, it's really that simple. Because they like the sneakers. And they'll do whatever they can. They'll save for 18 months, and then they'll buy it. They'll wash cars. They'll go, mow lawns. They'll go paint walls. They'll do all kinds of stuff to get that what? Sneaker. Why? Because they'll be cool with that sneaker. Yeah, family is the worst. The worst. Because they will be cool with the sneakers, right? In the beginning, when you tell them it's $1,500, you're like, what? They never tell you what? I don't have any money. They go, okay, well, I'm going to do whatever I can to get that $1,500 to buy those sneakers. And it's the truth. It's the truth. You've done it yourself. There's been in your life that you wanted, and you've had to hit pause, save up, and buy. I may have told the story about my bike, and that's what happened with my second bike. When I saw my second bike, I rode my first bike in for oil change. I never forget it. They had this bike right in the front, just sun on, just gorgeous, right? I almost hit the curb. I asked the guy, hey, Johnny, what's going on with this? I'll make it real short. He goes, oh, this is the brand new bike. It's 3 days old. And I said, okay, how much? And he goes, this much. I go, all right, I'll come back. I took a picture. I put it on my my computer, and I think it was about I want to say 4 months. I was riding that bike. I went in and I traded in my old bike for that, right? The whole thing, where it came from, is what? I wanted that bike. Like when I saw that bike, I was in love. I could not even stop thinking about the bike, right? That's all I could think about. I couldn't think about I had no money. I didn't think about that. I honestly didn't. I was like, how am I going to get this bike? Just how am I going to get this bike, right? And that's what happens here. Sometimes people just will tell you, I don't have time, I don't have money, because they want to be left alone, because there's a whole lot of stuff behind that. I'm going to drop a couple questions here for you that may change your game. So the next time somebody says, I don't have time, I have no money, say this. So are you telling me if you had the money, you'd do this? So are you telling me if you had time, you'd do this? Well, yeah, I would. Or not really. Then you already know what's up, right? Now, the next thing, I've got this from Ray Higdon, this part of it, is that you ask him, you go, okay, so if you had the money, you'd do this. Okay, well, how far off are you? Let's say the package is $500. How far off are you? Are you like $500 off? Or do you have like $200 in your pocket? Or how far off are you? What do we need to do? Time. So if you had time, you'd do this? Yes? How much time do you think it would take? And you start kind of opening up and poking at different places to see what the real reason is. And if you can help, sometimes you can't help. Sometimes you cannot help, and that's okay, but that's not without trying, and that's really trying to help, not raise somebody's defensiveness up, right? So when you start attacking them, it's people are going to start just kind of blocking naturally, right? So they don't start to pay attention anymore after you kind of ridicule them or put them down or get defensive or, you know, throw it in their face kind of thing. People usually back off, right? So it's important to say, hey, I feel like at that point you can just press pause, because you are, listen to me, it's like you already know this stuff. It's not like brand new. Like, this is not brand new. You're like, oh my God, this is from outer space, you know? Oh, thanks, Jenny. I appreciate that. It's not like from outer. You already know when they say they got no money, they could come up with it. You already know that. It's not like you don't know that, right? 9 out of 10 times, people can come up with a couple $100, right? If they really wanted to. You already know that. So it's not necessary to slap them in their face. What's necessary is you play that leader role. This is where it begins. It doesn't start when everybody's on your team and they're superstars and walking the stage. It starts when right here. This is where you start coaching them. This is where you lead. This is how you start to dissect the problems and the issues to be able to help or not help. Right? And it's a whole different approach. And I feel like people are more calm with that approach because, listen, and don't pretend like you care. People can tell, right? Don't pretend. Like, really care. When you ask, say, listen, so how close are you? Like, you're telling me if you had the money, you'd do this, right? Oh, yeah, I would do it. Totally. Okay, well, how close are you? I have no money. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. Can we sell something? Can I do this? Can I do that? And then you come up with ideas. And you gauge. You see where they're at. You're feeling them out. This is where your leader role comes into play. So the next time people say, I have no time, no money, don't get defensive on them. You never know their story. Everybody is going through something. I'm telling you. I speak to doctors and I speak to students, I speak to single moms, I speak to single dads, and everybody is going through something. It doesn't matter if they're rich or not rich. People are going through stuff and you never know what they're going through. You never know. Never know. So with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. I sold products from my old company to get into. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I had a lady sell her bed, and she got into our team. I remember that, right? And I've seen it. You know, the first company I joined, I borrowed. I remember. I opened, back then, that was funny because it's an old car. I had an ashtray in the car. I opened it, I just had change in the ashtray. That's all I had. I didn't have any money, right? So sometimes, 9 out of 10 times, it's a bluff. They can come up with it, but you got to dig and find out, you know, really dig and find out and care. Just don't slap people in the face anymore these days. You know, it's just, people are going through stuff. So I hope you got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. I'll share this with you. So some of you, when you leave comments and notes or send me chats and stuff, and I don't respond right away. So this is what happens. After my live, I got to take this video. I got to create the captions for it, download that, then upload it in TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And what happens if it's more than 10 minutes? Oh my goodness, I'm literally shut down usually for 2-3 hours sometimes. It's crazy. I've shared this in other lives before. If any of you are gurus and tech nerds out there, and you know why I have the fastest internet that I can get here, but I don't know why. I don't know why. So, and I'm gonna do a skit for you. I'm wearing my clothes for it, so you know, I may be doing a skit for you tonight. You never know. You never know. Some people, you know, are looking forward to do skits. So we'll see. We'll see. So with that, anyway, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. And if you feel like you have someone for me, oh man, that would be amazing if they can help me. Why is this taking forever to upload? I literally do not understand why. YouTube is the longest. It sometimes takes me an hour to load, like maybe 15 minutes on YouTube. And then the problem with TikTok is that you can only load it up in 10 minutes. So if it's 30 minutes, it's 3 videos, you know. And if it's Instagram, it's only 15 minutes long. So you got to cut that up and then load a couple times. So it just becomes, I don't know. Anyway, one of these days, I want to go live simultaneously, at least in 2 platforms. The problem with that is that I don't get to caption them. Like here, I don't get to caption it, but I can caption it in, you know, I can take it to another app, caption the video, and then load it up. But if I go simultaneously, it won't be captioned. So anyway, with that, if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you gotta do, spread the love, tag a couple people, you know what to do. And I am Sean Azimi with Side Gig Sean, where I help you look, start, and grow your side gig. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.